Hello and welcome to Thrive at Home. My name is Sam.
Hi, I'm Carrie.
And today we are going to discuss a concept of kind of remapping your relationship. And I use maps a lot.
Google Maps all the time.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? We don't use physical paper maps
Not very
anymore. We're using our phones typically. But maps are a very interesting thing because if you're going into places that you are not familiar with, right, we want a map. Like if we're going to travel to a new city.
Yeah. And we want the most current map. I want the most updated map.
Yes, but that's, I think, the thing that could be shocking because we think we have it. In fact, we were talking, we've been living in San Diego now since 1998. And we were just brainstorming that if we, and I actually looked on eBay and found a San Diego map, and I'd love to get one, circa 1998.
Right.
Because things were different.
Way different.
Right? I mean, there are in fact, there was a person who just moved here recently, and I was talking about this concept with him, and I said, do you know that the 15 used to not all
go all
the way to the
south.
5?
Didn't go north and south, yeah.
You'd have to cut over on the 8 to the 805, and then down to the 15 again, and then, I mean, what a weird thing that a freeway, a major artery, does not go all the way through.
Right.
Or there's another freeway, the 56.
Right.
Didn't even exist.
No, not
so
at all.
if you've only lived in San Diego a couple of years, you'd think, wow, this freeway system. And there was times when there was no way to get from here to there other than going
way out of the
around.
way.
So I think the same thing is true in relationships, right? So if you don't update the mapping of your relationship,
right? If you don't,
you assume that, well, that road, I tried that,
Right. Well, yeah, or you think of it, your relationship map got created in your dating stage.
Yeah.
Right? When you're getting to know each other, you're talking about your dreams, you're talking about your philosophy on life, your, all of these things, how you see the world, you want to go travel, or maybe you did travel and how that's impacted you. And so that's how your love map starts.
Right.
That's where we get our most information, is when the feelings are intense,
right.
and you're
right.
hours over coffee, hours on the phone.
Right. Which is that's like an interesting thing, is when we were dating, I found out what your favorite flower was.
Right.
Which at that time was a tulip.
Right. That's true.
Wasn't a rose. It was a tulip. And yet I have not asked that question again in 16 years.
And I like tulips, but that's not my favorite.
Wow. So if I had been on a game show today and they asked me the question for $1 million, what is your wife's favorite flower? I would have confidently said a tulip, but that's not what you would have answered. So I still don't know. What is your favorite flower?
I like the Gerber daisies or Gerbera daisies, the big daisies.
Gerbera daisies. I don't even know what that looks like. So if I went to a store, I would not come home with those. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a very simple idea, but or the same as what kind of your favorite food or your favorite type of movie or favorite restaurant or those kinds of things.
Yeah. Or colognes, or the time of day that's best to talk to you. When you were dating, it was a different time, whereas now,
right,
not a good time because of kids or whatever. So there's lots of
right. So if you can imagine you were a pioneer, okay, and you crossed a ridge for the very first time and you wanted to map out where the streams were, like where do you, go for water, where do you go for, protection or shade or wherever, you would have maybe a pencil and paper and you would remap that area. Well, I think the same is true in your relationships, is that over time you need to go back and explore, because if not, you're going to be coming home with tulips and you're really thinking you should be hitting a home run with these tulips, and it's not, and you're not quite understanding what's going on. So, and I know that's kind of simple and cheesy, but the truth is that some things that used to maybe even turn a person on now turn them off. I mean, I hate that, but the truth is that the old joke of I told you I loved you when we got married, and if it ever changes, I'll tell you again. that concept of not revisiting, like you just don't want to be running around with a map circa 1998 in our case,
Right.
you know, because that is just not the best way to get around.
Right.
So anyway, I hope that helps. I mean, we didn't go into detail of the kinds of questions, but if you want to, send us an email, whatever, if you need questions or do want to explore that topic more, please do. This is Sam.
Hey, Carrie.
And we hope you've enjoyed this video on remapping your relationship.